this is the thing that you need to understand with Prince. Prince spent a lot of time in solitude listening to masterpiece. Prince could not produce Purple Rain without listening to previous masterpieces like Shaft and Superfly and What's Going On by late Marvin Gaye, because all those albums that I mentioned to you, they were sonic masterpieces in their own right.
Who did Superfly again?
Oh, Curtis Mayfield, bruv.
Okay.
The soundtrack. And on the soundtrack, Superfly had classically trained musicians on it, as well as rhythm and blues brothers.
Sure. Affinity Extra, be extra.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are personal and do not necessarily represent the views of Affinity Extra.
Hey, yo, this is the boy here, Roger Moore here, and Affinity Extra. Almost was going on my lift vibe. This is not the lift show, this is the elegance, the beauty of the lift show, where we talk all about stuff, black stuff, white stuff, cultural stuff, issues that you don't want to talk about, but really it's always flow back into what we don't talk. And part of my journey is almost my series 2 with Kevin Tomlin. We're going in again on black music, history of black music,
on the origins of
black music,
yes,
from a modern perspective, you know what I mean. I'm sure Kevin could go into even a bit further than that. We may do an episode on that, Kevin. We may have to look at sounds, because a young man said about, we as black musicians use European instruments, so it's not really black music, and then that opens up the whole. I know. We can touch that about it with Ray. We might have to talk about that with Ray. Actually,
we can clarify, because there's an integration going on all the time as each empire conquers, and each as musicians and trading people travel different parts of the world to immigrate, to intermarriage, the whole kingdom joining. They bring their cultural influence to bear, and each one share. Musicians discover new instrumentation. It's like the other day I was taking a gentleman to traveling with a guy from Turkey, and he showed me an instrument that I have not seen in a long time. It's a string instrument with few strings on it. I said, brother, not knowing that this is he's a serious Turkish musician. An instrument, total. I mean, that threw me off and that's an instrument that comes back from way back. You know that, because you just look at it. It all just blew me. He said, Mr. Brethren, made him start laugh, because there's that musical connection right there. We just laugh. Yeah. I get you.
We'll throw into that. Don't worry, guys. We're gonna look into origins and our gospel music and stuff. So we'll go into that. But listen, guys, right? So we are looking at doing part 2 of now the guy who I thought when I was a child, looking at this post of this guy who looked a bit flowery, a bit more like Prince S rather than Prince, but lo and behold, he's a young man brought up and bred in church. His parents were talented people. One was a pianist, one was a jazz singer, and they both went to the Seventh-day Adventist church, and they pushed their son not only in school, but also pushed him into a university that was underneath the Seventh-day funded and supported. Again, church, take notes. Where are we when it comes to education system? Where is our finances and money and everything? The lack of positioning we have in that area is a whole nother subject in itself. You know what I'm saying? We don't have enough black Christian education and hubs, which you should have by now, 100%. But anyway, going back to it, he's a Seventh-day boy. So we're talking about a church boy, as I would say in our community. He's a church boy. Can't believe he's a church boy. You know what I'm saying? Come through, and he's produced, and this guy, I thought he's this guy who just sang in a nice way, and that's all he did. He has the ability. He's a multi-instrumentalist. Yeah, I love that word, you know what I mean? Because I'm a bass player and I look at the drums going, I play football, I'm not taking up that ministry. I tried to play piano, got to grade 3. I brought the trombone home and my mum says, go back, take that back to school. I don't want it here. You know what I'm saying? Makes too, I don't like the sound of that. And that's a whole nother subject in itself anyway, so yeah. But listen, we're here to talk about the Prince, a stupidly talented geezer, grew up in the church, and he has made millions. And the reason why I say he went to church, you know what I'm saying, sometimes we miss the development level, the developments what we have in the body of Christ, you know what I'm saying, and to become great talented people. If you think that the church hasn't contributed not only to gospel music, not only to Christian music, they've contributed to world music in a way that we would never know. And we always look at Aretha Franklin, but you wouldn't look at Prince and say that he is from church, would you? No, you said he come from the church outside the street, on the streets. No, he came from church of the church, the Seventh-day Adventist. Sabbath, they keep it clean, and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So these guys are strict. He probably don't even eat pork. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? You probably have a certain diet. But anyway, so yeah, that has me going on so much about Prince. That's my intro into Prince. But this is part 2. We went right up to the Purple Rain project. Is it Purple Rainbow project? Purple Rain?
Yeah, Purple Rain. Yeah, project.
So we there's a Purple Rain. There's Color Purple. Yeah. So yeah, the Color Purple. You know what I'm saying? Which was a very successful movie at the time. You know what I mean? We a bit more later on. Would you say it's at the same time? No, a bit more later on. And then you had you know what I mean? I don't know if it's a purple was a black thing or something else. So I don't know if we would love the color purple. But ultimately, you got Purple Rain, which was a blockbuster project done by Prince. But Prince is one of the top all-time artists, easily in the top 20, maybe even artists of all time. Very, very scary. We talk about people like Beatles. You can get gassed about them guys. Go talk about these sort of rock bands and all these different things. But Prince is up there, potentially in top 20. What are you saying, Kevin? Or is that reaching too hard?
Yeah, well, yeah, he's definitely in the top 20 because Prince is synonymous with the international culturally. His name is spoken in the same breath as Bob Marley or Michael Jackson. It's spoken, and the Beatles is spoken in the same breath.
That's incredible.
When you're spoken in the same breath, like these brothers or sisters, you know, Aretha Franklin, you certainly in culturally, I mean, the Prince album is being inducted in the Grammy Hall of Fame. You know, that's how significant it is. Jeez. And it's added, listen to this, it's added in the Library of Congress in the National Recording Registry. Based on the list of sound recordings that are culturally, historically, and aesthetically significant. Jeez. That means it is a body of work that's actually created an impact in itself. Purple Rain is an all different form of study in itself. But it's one of the first albums of its kind that just set a benchmark. It was different. The whole thing, it actually put Minneapolis on the map, really.
Yeah, true.
Whatever. And then all of a sudden, this brother come out with a sonic masterpiece, which. And you know what I discovered with Purple Rain? Purple Rain had classic string instruments on it, you know.
Go on.
And some of the tracks, it had classical string instruments played by some of Prince regular people behind the scenes, Susie, Novi, and David. You know, these are people who can play cello and violin and violetto quite comfortably. Wow. Extraordinary. So yes, Prince.
It's one of the.
It just totally knocked the. Okay, when you think about Purple Rain got a Golden Globe Award. Right. It received an Academy Award. Because remember now, the brother has received about 7 Grammy Awards, and 2 Brit Awards.
Oh, he got some Brit Awards.
Yeah, man. He had Brit Award in 92 for Best International Solo Artist.
Okay.
96 again for Best International Male Artist. Brit Awards. And I remember also, let me give you some facts that will blow you away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 studio albums, and studio and soundtrack, including Batman, that was #1 in the UK official pop album charts. 5, bro.
It says here he got into he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004. Now, when people say rock and roll, like, oh really, it's got a bunch of long haired dudes who are white. Now, what is that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Is that a big thing, bro? I know you just mentioned about Grammys.
Okay, well, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is like the Library of Congress and so on, and the Smithsonian. They are the institutions that show a benchmark significance, a benchmark development of a recording artist that impact cultural life both nationally, domestically in the US, and internationally. Prince would not be inducted into that if he wasn't significant. Especially the man was inducted when he was still alive, which is another significant thing.
So he got into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, guys, in 2004. Then he got into the UK Hall of Fame in 2006. So he made a massive impact in the UK. I remember my uni days, and I remember the uni time, and is in the late 90s, and Prince that. So by 2004. He gets inducted into that. But then also, let's look here. You got the Rhythm and Blues Music Hall of Fame in 2016. So
you have to remember, Prince is probably one of the few black creatives that went through the whole musical genre. Practically, he can play straight jazz if he wants to. He can play straight classics, because the brother can conduct a classical orchestra if he wanted to. Because remember, he's like a Quincy Jones and Tom Bell and so forth. These men can, and Marcus Miller, they can actually conduct an orchestra with ease.
Here's a question too, bro. Let's go back to his Seventh Day background. One thing my friend said, and I did an interview with some Seventh Day people. They say that they do focus on being classically trained rather than the Pentecostal way of hearing. That's a clear advantage to have over the rest of us black churches. Because they're classical training. They always have classical training. Not always, but majority of them, they have that classical background. If they got the sauce in the system, they have the sauce and the classical training. That's a dangerous combo. When
a black brother, if we get a chance to talk about Charles Stepney and Quincy and them.
But
no, bro. Yeah. Hold on time.
Yeah.
When you're dealing with a brother that is classically and jazz and church, all that sensibility, he's gone into a different sonic framework. He's operated Quincy Jones and Prince. They operate in a different quadrant in terms of time and space and so forth. Because one of our leading conductors is from the Seventh-day Adventists. What's his name from the Seventh-day Adventists?
Oh, Ken Burton. Ken Burton,
that is a Seventh-day Adventist brethren trained. Yeah. So these guys, they trained them from early to understand the purity and the principles of classics. They understand how to create. They understand how hymns and all that is structured. right? So with Ken Burton can go and deal with an all jazz orchestra as well as a blues orchestra. He can do anything he wants. He can go hard rock, soul, soft, and then he can go heavy, and he doesn't lose it. And each time when he goes in and address, just like Prince, when they go in and address or give a treatment to a song, there's several, even when it sounds rock, there's several things going on in it at the same time.
100%. And I think, and this is where sometimes we have this notion that we don't need to be classically trained because I can just play.
That's a note. Jazz and classically trained is very important, bro.
If you want to be advanced, to another level, and you want to move to another level, you need. A lot of the musicians I'm doing historical thing. They always say to learn to read. You know what I'm saying? As much as you can do it from hearing, learn to read. And I think we need to just clean it out of our system in terms of our ability to play without reading. But going back to Prince, guys, Prince from the Seventh Day background, obviously his mom's a jazz singer. So these guys, jazz singers, I watched it's a funny program that I watched the other day. Just I'm not even gonna tell you the program, it's just silly. But they did a periodical, went back in history to the times of jazz. And the guys said, when the guy at the bar goes, they got the band there, the guy at the bar goes, listen, it says, what's the piece we're going to play? It says, we play it once. It's just on the vibes. So just go there and just play something that they will never play ever again because they're just playing on the vibes. So you got these jazz musician parents, who are on the vibes, who got it in there. He's got it in his blood to vibes in a jazz way, but then gets classically trained on top of that. And you think he could sing out of tune going to Seventh Day? There ain't no chance of that. No, so that combination, guys, you can see how, and it has nothing to do with what Fame Academy he went to. It had nothing to do with US talent, UK talent, or whatever these talent shows in America. It is purely bred and built in that background. You know what I'm saying? That only is unique to black people. Full stop. I don't care what anyone says. It's unique to us to have that background. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what are you saying, Kev?
Well, the example that we're going to talk about at some point later on. If you say visit Chicago, where there is a couple of legendary black brothers who are classically trained, like James Max and so on, but this is another issue. Which you just name drop, bro. You just name drop like it's normal to drop these guys. They go, who on earth is this geezer? You keep name dropping these big wigs like it's normal. But a lot of these big wigs are the creative engine to the sound. Remember, this is the thing that you need to understand with Prince. Prince spent a lot of time in solitude listening to masterpiece. Prince could not produce Purple Rain without listening to previous masterpieces like Shaft and Superfly and What's Going On by late Marvin Gaye, because all those albums that I mentioned to you, they were sonic masterpieces in their own right.
Who did Superfly again?
Oh, Curtis Mayfield, bruv.
Okay.
The soundtrack. And on the soundtrack, Superfly had classically trained musicians on it, as well as rhythm and blues brothers. Jazz. Look, the issue I have here is that when a person like me and Ray Prince listen to masterpiece, it's difficult for us to do anything less. You can't do anything less, because it's like as if you will say to yourself, you will say to yourself, what are you doing, you liar?
Yeah.
You just can't accept anything less.
But
before Prince died, I started to study this, brother. I said, wait a minute, hold on tight. I start to look through his collection of albums. Then I begin to realize that he used a brother by the name of Clay Fisher, one of Quincy Jones' favorite classically trained jazz musician, arranger.
Mm.
I'll tell you, Claire Fisher is a white brother, but he's a different study altogether. Oh, Jesus. And his son, Bruce Fisher, yeah, bro. Look, this is the thing. When you go into the musical fraternity, and you're going to Quincy Jones and all these brothers' world, they have a bunch of white brothers and black brothers that they work. That whatever these brothers say to Quincy Jones is gospel.
Yeah.
If Claire Fisher said this is where the note needs to go,
yeah,
Quincy Jones is not going to argue with him. Yeah. Because the way these guys before they actually come to the studio, them hearing all orchestra already, so they're not coming to the studio. They're not coming to the studio. They're already prepared. Just pull up the button and tell the guy, this is what I'm hearing, this is what I'm looking at. That's why Prince was so formidable, because Prince heard the final track before he actually finished. He heard the final album before it was finished. That's how those guys operated. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, I got you. And bro, and this is testament to the greatness. Now, in terms of numbers, Kevin, what were the significant numbers? Was Purple Rain the album and he never really touched that again, or was it a consistency that he did with the rest of his albums and so on?
This is the problem with any great legend like Michael Jackson and so on, because this is interesting. Another thing, Purple Rain was out the same time as Thriller practically, and both of them were dominating the charts. You know what I mean? You had the end of the 80s, the end of 84 almost. Prince was at number one for 15 weeks with Purple Rain, and then at the beginning of 84, Thriller was at number one for about 15 weeks, and Prince was at number one at the end of 84 at 20 weeks. So both brothers literally controlling.
Listen, guys, that's 30 weeks of a 50-week year. Black man was on top of the world. You know what I'm saying? In 1984, when we're still in trouble, we're still being racially abused at a blatant level. You still got lynching, even though his lynching days are still going on there. You're still lynching people in the South, and you're still buying our records to the stage where basically we control the charts for 30 years. Now, eat that and tell me if we're not running things, bruv. Tell me if we don't want things.
Don't forget now, bro. Right in the middle of that, you have other brothers hitting, other black brothers hitting around that time as well, you know.
This is what I'm saying. It was no playtime. Listen, man. When I said Michael Jackson, guys, you don't realize, man. You know, 1 second, Kevin, we done Michael Jackson. We ain't done Michael Jackson.
No. Because if we're gonna do Michael Jackson. Hey, if you're gonna do Michael Jackson, it's probably a 3-4 part series. Remember now. Bro. You need to remember now. With Michael Jackson, you have to start with it from the Motown time, and then you're going to the pre-epic, and then epic, and then after that, listen. Since you mentioned about Michael Jackson. Quietly, brother, him sell more singles and so on. Quietly, this month, him gone X amount of million again, and stop till you get enough, and so forth. Look, bro. It's like Prince. It's like Prince. They're silently selling.
Yes.
Silently selling. Whoa. It's the same thing like Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke sells more in Europe. It's just silently selling. These guys are silently selling.
And their estates are nice. And this is when UK black musicians need to write and create legacy projects and stop thinking about nyamming today and think about the generations. So the estate of the Isley Brothers, the estate of the Jacksons. So guys, if you look back, we done the Isley Brothers already, so that's one we definitely done. So you can go back and check out the Isley Brothers. We did a 2 parts of the Isley Brothers, one of the most highest active guys, you can ever be out there still, yeah. But looking at Prince, his estate, his family, he's taken care of.
Yes.
Full stop.
His family is taken care of. Prince is a study in itself. He's a course. He's an industry. He's a cultural movement. Because you can't do 30, nearly 40 albums before you die. Look, before the man passed away, he did 40 albums before he passed away, and then he had more in the can.
One second. What did you just say? Who did 40 albums?
Yes.
Who? Prince,
yes. Before he died, yeah.
40 albums?
Yeah, in his 40-year period, yes. Yeah. Yes.
Sorry guys, I'm sure. Yeah, but guys, sorry. 40 albums. I thought it's 4 albums or something like that. So yeah, 40 albums.
Please. By the time he did musicology, which was a one-off album release. Let me read you about musicology. One-off album release on Columbia. Hear what it says. It was his 13th album, becoming another platinum certified album in June 2004, and was eventually double platinum on January 2005. The album peaked at number 3 on the Hot 200, the 200 album chart, which is the equivalent to the British pop album charts, the big chart. In the UK, it reached number 3 as well, and the UK official pop album charts.
Yeah.
Right. Weekend in the 1st of May 2004. Prince. Okay, this is where it gets interesting. Prince supported the album with a Musically Live 2000 Forever to support the album. He started the tour on the 27th of March 2004 and ended the show on 11th of September 2004. Have a guess how much he grossed. Guess, bro.
Oh, bro, you make 20 mil, 30 mil.
Oh, man, please. He made over $87.4 million from 96 shows. 86.
And that's not album sales, guys. That's just straight up tickets for your show.
Tickets,
show. And what you think? Now, Kevin, you just told me about how many albums I have. So I've just gone into Wikipedia, guys. Checked out discography, and it's got basically 1978 For You. Yeah, that's his first album, 1978. His last one was Hit and Run, Phase 2. Yeah. That is actually 45 albums from that point to that 15. There's 15 in that row. 15 plus 15 is 45 albums. That's just what an absolute. And this is what, Kevin, this is what I'm saying. People, don't get me wrong, I have all the studies we've done, Kevin. The only real band that I could say that has done one album and lived off it is Sounds of Blackness. Yeah, and arguably they've done 2 albums. Yeah, they did 2 albums. So they've lived off.
By the way, some of the Blackness did work with Prince, and some of his soundtracks and so on,
Okay.
What?
Yeah, man. So you see, so the connection is right there, man.
No, you see.
But Sounds Blackness, that one album, to be honest, when we've gone into that one, you check out. We did talk about Sounds Blackness. That one album was so serious. The ones where Kevin, you could just retire after.
Conscious. It was a conscious album.
Absolutely amazing. They made the most out of that one album. But majority of these artists, these black music artists, are not releasing one album. They're releasing 2 albums. They're not releasing 3, 4, 5, or 6. They're releasing album after album after album after album after album.
If you think about the OJs and Isley Brothers and so on, these guys in their career lifetime, they've done about 40 to 50 albums. Hey, these brothers.
So, guys, to be the best, you have to be delivering consistently up there.
Yeah.
100%, man. No ramping thing at all.
No. Look. Okay. look at the Batman soundtrack that Prince did.
Which Batman?
I think that is another serious one. 1989, before the 80s was over.
Okay.
The movie soundtrack grossed over $400 million globally. 400 million. The soundtrack did it did double platinum in the US, triple platinum in Canada, and platinum in the UK. So we're talking about the album in itself that did 4, 5, or 6 or 7 million copies worldwide. Soundtrack.
So that is, I'm just looking at it right now.
Yeah, you just check it out now.
Yeah. It is. Which Batman movie was this one?
It had the Batman dance in it. It featured the Batman dance single, which was 1 million copies.
Okay.
1989, bro. That was it. That was the next time Warner Brother hired, because remember he was contracted to Warner Brothers as a recording artist, and Warner Brothers contracted him to do the Batman soundtrack. And he started working on it while he was in England too, you know, because he went to Pinewood Studio when they were doing some of the
Yeah.
You get me now?
Yeah. No, 100% get you. Because I'm looking at basically. I'm trying to jog my memory which one it was. If it was 98, you say 98, innit?
It was 1989.
89. Ooh, that's going way. 89.
Yeah, that's going way back. Yeah.
So are you talking about
that's how serious Prince. That's his sort of level. Because remember, before the 80s decade was out, Prince probably could have generated about 50 million for the industry, or maybe more, or 100 million, because the numbers he was knocking globally was serious.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one. It's the one with I'm looking at the one. I'm thinking, I remember it, but it's like, this guy is amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
to move in his circles, bro. At the stage, you know what I mean. Again, guys, it's hard to move in circles today, let alone back then. That shows you the excellence that these guys were functioning from. Because
okay, look. I mean, during that period and up to the time of his death, he created Paisley Park Studio, Paisley Park Record Company, NPG, which is the new power generation band and label. So he made hit albums from all his respective labels that he owned, the studio that he owned. I mean, he was. It's very hard to define Prince as well. Okay, let's put it this way: Prince is a multifaceted creative entity. He's a total concept, creative concept. Yeah. There's really nothing you can't. It's very hard to put him and say, right, Prince is a rock artist, Prince is a jazz. Oh, look, let's give you an example. The single that he did from Musicality, the one, and it's called Call Me. That was a classical piece in itself, soul piece. It was a central piece, and that received a Grammy Award.
Crazy.
Yeah, it received the Grammy Award. The single Call Me, Call My Name, received Best R&B Song for Call Me. It also received the Best Traditional R&B Vocal Performance as well, from that same album, Musicality. When you listen to Call My Name, it is Prince doing a R&B jazz piece with all the lush and the strings. It's so tender, like something like a Barry White treatment, but with all the strings. Yeah, with Claire Fisher. So Prince is showing you, I can do a sweet soul ballad, I can do a full rock, like 99, crazy, and he can go from one stream to the other. With great ease. Yeah. And each one of it is done with excellence. Not, he doesn't do it. The one music critic said the man operates with extraordinary excellence and a work ethics that is unknown by many musicians today.
Wow.
It's unknown. His work ethics, his principle of creativity. When he came in the studio, remember, he was so good that he could play at the same equivalent or even better than the musicians who were supporting him.
Yeah, that's an annoying one, you know. When the person leading the music just comes and goes onto the piano and says, "This is how I wanted to do." I was like, "So what you play?" You know, I mean, when they go to the bass and go, "Right, this is how to do it," but you don't see that much. You know what I'm saying? In our field, maybe Noel Robinson can do that, but not many artists can do that. And I don't think artists can excel really and truly without strong musical ability. And I feel like they don't see it as a serious element of the development. But it's getting to play behind piano at a grade 8 level will improve your singing skills. You know what I'm saying? Being a top level musician and a singer is a string in your bow, bro.
Yeah, I mean, okay, let's put it this way. We have an example that we discuss about in Charles Stepney, for instance. Charles Stepney was not a singer, but his mother, who was a good friend of Mahalia Jackson and so on, taught him the appreciation of good singing. So when he's dealing with a performer and telling them how to sing, he knows what he's looking for. And Quincy Jones is the same thing. They know what they're looking for. So when they tell you, said, "No, you're not. No, I'm not hearing you right." Then that's the thing, is that it's very difficult, as I keep on saying to couples, that if one of your partner is a creative genius, it's vitally important that you have to be extraordinarily flexible with that person, he or she, because they do not operate in the normal norm of things. Because they can actually get up during the night and hear an entire orchestra and have to write it.
I think.
Do you understand what I mean? Do you understand?
I feel you, bro.
It does. That's why sometimes a guy like Picasso and so forth and Duke Ellington, they operated in a very different different frame of reference.
Oh yeah, most definitely, but I think I totally agree with that one. I think that definitely that's something that we need to lean on, and I think that people we have to salute Prince and his achievement. We have to check into Prince, and he's released an amazing amount of stuff, and it's something to be proud of as a black community, as a church community, that we produce an artist. I would love for him to do that as a gospel artist, 100%, man, spreading the word of God and using that talent for that. And but the reality shows, guys, it doesn't happen like that all the time. There's no 100% success rate to salvation. You know what I mean? But one thing you can see is the positive input creatively that the church has played in his life. You know what I mean? I would love for him to be the artist, but sometimes it's better off him do what he does. And whatever, rather than being a bit of a fraudster and just kind of do church half, do Christianity half, and just go there and just do it for the performance, like a lot of us do these days, but maybe it's a case of him focusing, doing what he's doing, and showing the blessings of the tutelage of being in a Christian, the church environment, growing up with the foundation that his parents gave him. You know what I'm saying? So trust me, and it really says a lot to me, because one thing that really confuses me, Kevin, is that I would say the children of the Windrush generation were very talented and done amazing stuff, but who's to blame for their children not to have that talent or be excellence on them? They haven't had. You don't see the numbers of talented next generations in our community as much as when you look aside to America. You see the great musicians. So for me, that's something to do with A, the church, B, parentage and also the mindset of Caribbean people over African Americans are different mentality to our people.
Yeah, our people were emphasizing a lot on education and so on.
Yeah,
but they weren't ever emphasizing on the business practice and creativity and so forth. They weren't interested in doing what you call creative transfer. Like, for instance, it was part of Aretha Franklin's father, amidst of all his shortcomings, to make sure that she was in and around Mahalia Jackson, James Cleveland, to actually teach her all those very interesting things to do with music. So I mean, okay, we just, let's go back a bit on, say, the why Bob Marley was so significant. Bob Marley listened to a lot to Curtis Mayfield message songs.
Okay, yeah.
That's why his music is so formidable, even when he talks about love and so forth.
Yeah.
So it's very important for us, our youngsters, to actually go and take time and listen to masterpiece recordings that have gone on before them. They don't have to copy it, but they have to listen to it and ask the question, why are these recordings masterpiece and timeless and live on after the person has gone? You know, when you think about it, look at Prince Purple Rain. Purple Rain was #1 in 10 music markets, you know, around the world. 10 music markets. I mean, it's almost to the point where when you think about a Michael Jackson who's been passed away so long, to actually have recorded that he did as far back as 79 and earlier, and they are still receiving newfound certification. That means they're selling X amount of million. So it's a new generation that is buying their music. Because they discovered that, bro, whoa,
this is serious. Yeah,
serious. So this is what we need to remember: a true masterpiece, done correctly, is timeless. It is timeless. It's timeless because it good music stands the test of time, regardless of what if it's countries of Johnny Cash or if it's whatever it is, whoever it is, Bruce Springsteen or them, they do such excellent music that it will stand. And Elton John's, these guys learn from us, and they learn from the other contemporaries, and they do extraordinary masterpieces that stands the test of
time. Wow. And this is what we're going to learn. Study your history, people. Understand who you are, where you're coming from, and also, you know what I mean, parents as well, man. You know what I mean, find what's going on, coming on, you know what I mean. So you take some things from us, and sometimes the parents do hide that creativity from us, and we need to be proud of our creativity and what we've done in the creative market, and push our children forward into the next level. I look at myself, man. You know, I'm thinking, my goodness sake, you know.
Well, okay, let's put it this way, right? Think about what you've done within a year. Body of recording, which is going to be podcasts as well, because you can put it on Spotify, etc. This is body of work that when you're gone, it's still there. Electronically you can't erase something that's gone electronically, has gone cyber.
No, 100%.
It's gone in the atmosphere. So what we're talking about has gone in the atmosphere. So somebody somewhere might not be here, might be in China or something. We catch on to this and bro,
crazy.
Our black brother in Africa sitting in a village and just see one of our videos and say, that's it, bro.
Don't
finish. Don't
massive.
tell me nothing more. Finish. And that person, once it's get in the he or she's mind, they come unstoppable. The only thing that can stop them is the Lord take their breath away. Very simple. Simple.
Simple, straight logic, man. But listen, guys, we're gonna end off right here on Affinity Xtra because we celebrate gospel music of black origin, but also we celebrate what our people have done in this world. And one of the people that we've done and what we've transformed, that we're not gonna apologize anymore for being in the music space, because we are the winning man. The same thing we are the winners at 100 meters is the same win time with the winners in the creative music world. Full stop. We may not be winning when it comes to the money side of things, but we definitely win in terms of delivering and the creativity and the source and the originality, and everything comes from us as black people. Challenge me with that. Try and challenge me. Modern music, try and challenge me. The evidence is there that we are the kings of this area. Listen, people, Kevin Tomlin, thanks again. We're gonna have you on. You know, I mean, obviously we're gonna be fitting in an interview of ourselves and Ray, looking at, you know, why does gospel be revisited? We need to be revisited. So guys, get ready for that one anyway. Still, yeah. But listen, guys, any questions that you do have of these, please put the comments down. And any artists you want us to look into specifically, do put the comments down. But do check out the playlist that we have aboard, because it has all the stuff here for these shows in there anyway. Still, yeah. But listen, this is Roger from Affinity Xtra alongside Kevin Tomlin, the black music historian. This is how we do it, man. God bless you all. Blessings, brother.
Rich blessing, peace and love. Ciao.
Hey, this is your Bishop. This is your Bishop from Rock Solid. Thank you so much for watching us on YouTube. Thank you so much for clicking and subscribing, and also sending these videos to other people as well. We are so hungry to get your support. So remember, check us out on our website, and also check us out on Insta and wherever you want to find us. On Spotify, you can play us all day as well. And just make sure that you are supporting this channel, that we are developing our agenda towards music of black origin, and that is gospel music with a message. So please walk with us on this journey. Bye now.